Good morning, students. Today we will look into the topic on international health. In correspondence to the current situation of COVID-19 pandemic, you all know the importance of international health, right? So COVID-19. So Paul Russell, as he said once, nothing is more international than a disease. So one disease can spread from a country to another country where it is not present at all. For example, yellow fever. Yellow fever is not in India, where there is high chance of the disease to come to India. So there should be some regulations across countries about the diseases and disease prevention techniques. Okay, so this makes the disease international and health international. So health, it's also called geographical medicine or global medicine. It's a field of healthcare. Usually the emphasis is towards public health, dealing with health across regional and international boundaries. There is no political boundaries for this international health. And history has shown that there are many international diseases like plague, cholera, coronavirus disease, and so on. So in order to protect the spread of diseases, in the 14th century, they formulated a technique called quarantine. So what is the difference between quarantine and isolation? These are the commonly asked questions in Viva. Even in 5 mark they might ask. So quarantine is segregation or isolation of symptom and disease free individual in suspicion of having disease. So he may or may not have a symptom. So he is a healthy person. If a healthy person is segregated in suspicion of having a disease, then it is called quarantine. If a diseased person is kept alone, or kept separately, as in diphtheria, pertussis, chicken pox, smallpox. So the diseased persons will be kept separately so as to prevent the disease spread to others. This is called isolation. This is called quarantine. So in 14th century, the plague was a huge pandemic. To prevent those, they doesn't know, germ theory has not evolved at that time. They doesn't know what causes the disease, but they know that the disease is spreading across the seaport. When the person from outside the country is coming and selling something in the goods in their country, they come in contact with the disease. So they came to know these things are occurring. Then they employed a quarantine technique, and it was about 42 days they kept. So those who are shipping something and coming in ships, they kept in a separate room for 42 days before letting them go away or before letting them do the trade. So this created huge panic, and this was a barrier for trade across seaport. To overcome this, so this 40 days quarantine period was followed, and to overcome this international health approach, health work has been formulated. So these 40 days were very long and inconvenient, and it failed because it lacks scientific knowledge. They doesn't know why they are quarantining. They doesn't know whether they are coming from an endemic area or not. Just to prevent the disease, they quarantine them. Okay. So some international agreement was made. So international conferences were held and organizations were created. This is the start and history of international health. Okay, so these are the early international organizations. The first International Sanitary Conference, this is the first meeting, followed by Pan American Sanitary Bureau followed by Office International de Hygiene Public, the Health Organization of League of Nations, the United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration, and WHO. Finally, WHO was formulated in 1948. Okay, so we'll move on to directly to WHO. This is one of the very important question. So it can be asked in Viva, it can be asked in 5 mark, it can be asked in 10 mark. So 4 mark or 10 mark. Okay, so when was the WHO formulated? In April 1945. Okay, United Nations were formed then in 7th April 1948 WHO was officially formulated. So World Health Organization is formulated. To honor this day of formulation of WHO, we always celebrate World Health Day at 7th April. Okay, so this date is important, and every year WHO will give one theme. Okay, so the World Health Organization, this is the logo. So WHO is a specialized non-political health agency of United Nations. United Nations consists of many countries, right? So like that, WHO also consists of many member countries. So its constitution was done in 7th April 1948 and its headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. Okay, so this is celebrated as World Health Day. Okay, so it has own constitution, it has its own governing bodies, it has its own members and budget. Okay, each member contributes to the budget. That is how WHO has funds. Okay, and WHO doesn't have any political connection. It is a separate organization which is unrelated to any politics or any superior nations or something. Okay, it is not like CDC. CDC is for United Nations, right? Sorry, United States of America, USA. So WHO is non-political party, that you have to know. So the objective of formulation of WHO is attainment of all people of the highest level of health. So it's generally, the declaration of Alma Ata. Yeah, we'll go on to a little later. So the attainment of all people of the world a level of health that will permit them to lead a socially and economically productive life. So this is what the objective of WHO. Okay, health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, not merely an absence of disease or infirmity. Not even a single word should be missed or interchanged in the definition. So be very careful and read this definition 1,000 times, not to make a single word mistake. Almost 90% of the students will get this question in Viva. Okay, define health. Define health. Health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely absence of disease or infirmity. This, it should come as a flow. Okay, the enjoyment of highest attainable standards of health is one of the fundamental rights of every human being without distinction of race, religion, politics, belief, economic and social conditions. So the membership is open to all countries and most members are members of UN and WHO except for Switzerland. Switzerland is only the member of WHO, not member of United Nations. Okay, initially WHO had only 56 members. Now currently 194 members are there and 2 associate members are there. Okay. So what are the functions of WHO? Prevention and control of any specific diseases. So if some outbreak is there somewhere, so WHO has to go and investigate about the outbreak and whether the disease is dangerous to other countries. Is there any public health concern is there? So you can note down in COVID-19, WHO team kept on updating about the disease when it became the public health concern. health concern, disease of international health concern. Then finally it's stated announced as pandemic. So WHO will keep a watch on prevention and control of specific diseases. It's not just for any outbreaks. For example, WHO is working so hard to eradicate polio. So like that, many projects will be there that is towards the prevention and control of specific diseases. And development of comprehensive health services. So comprehensive health services, WHO gave in Alma Ata Declaration, primary health care is essential. So like that, development of comprehensive health care. And they gave importance of family health, environmental health, health statistics, biomedical research, health literature and information, and cooperation with the other organizations like United Nations and Food and Agriculture Organization, UNICEF. Like this, they will coordinate with the other organizations in order to achieve their own objective by helping them achieve their objectives too. So coordination will be the final step. So health literature, WHO has a database where health literature can be accessed, and they support biomedical research, and they even fund researchers. And in health statistics, they maintain global health statistics of disease burden, mortality and morbidity data, and everything you can get from their website. And environmental health, okay, they focus towards green environment, right? Preventing global warming. Okay, then family health as a total part of health should not be an individual, it should be total part of a family. That's what the family health deals with. Okay, so these things I have explained. Then we'll move on to the structure of WHO. Three principal organs are there. One is World Health Assembly, the Executive Board, and the Secretariat. Okay, the World Health Assembly is like in Health Parliament of the United Nations and the supreme governing body of the organization. Okay, this is the supreme governing body, and they meet every year at Geneva, Switzerland. Sometimes they may change the location, but mostly in Geneva, Switzerland, in the headquarters. In the assembly, the Director General will do these following functions, okay, to determine the international health policy and the programs. So what are the health policies that should be focused on, and what are the programs that can be done, that will be discussed in the health assembly meeting. Okay, to review the work of the past year, to approve the budget for the following year, to elect member states. Okay, so there are, as I said previously, initially only 50 countries are there. Sorry. Initially only 56 members are there, now 194 members are there, right? So they will be allotted a specific role in WHO, each country. So that will be discussed in World Health Assembly. Okay, so the members will be rotating every 2 years, most of the members. So if they rotate every 2 years, they will be having at least a service of 3 years in the executive board. The executive board, then it has 34 members, and each will be a member state. Okay, so at least 3 persons from each WHO region. So there are 6 WHO regions, and in the 34 members, at least 3 persons should be there in each WHO region, and they meet twice a year. And to give effective decisions and policies of the assembly, has the power to take decisions and in case of emergencies. Okay, so the secretariat, headed by the Director General, Chief Technical and Administrative Officer of the organization, assisted by 5 Assistant Director Generals at the headquarters. The function is to provide technical and management support for the national health development programs. So in 1940 only 250 staffs are there. In 2010 about 8,000 staffs are there. So these are the 14 different divisions. So division of communicable disease, vector biology, environmental health, public information, mental health, budget, finance, health services, health, family health, non-communicable diseases, manpower and development, information system, personal and general services, budget and finance. So these are the WHO 6 WHO region. This you should know definitely. So the SEA region, SEA, Southeast Asian region. Okay, this is where India falls into, and the headquarters is in New Delhi. Africa, America, Europe, and Eastern Mediterranean, Western Pacific. So if you read communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases, in problem statement they will be explaining in terms of these regions. If you have concentrated in the problem statement, they will be telling, and not just in problem statement, even in disease spread also they will be explaining. So the disease is more common in Americans, the disease is more common in Western Pacific. So you should be knowing which countries is falling under Western Pacific. Okay, the Southeast Asian region headquarters is in Delhi, and so in Delhi, Indra Prastha state. Okay, so 11 members: India, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Indonesia, Korea, Maldives, Myanmar, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Timor Leste. So mostly everything you will remember. This state, this country you won't be remembering, so read it once. So major activities: malaria eradication, TB control, control of other communicable diseases, health statistics, public health. You can write down all the six the previous uh, as a whole we saw the functions of WHO, right? You can write down all those six. Okay, so in specific we are doing in communicable malaria and TB is mainly focused in Southeast Asian regions. Other organizations are United Nations International Child Emergency Fund. So this is special agency of United Nations, and it is established in 1946, deal with the rehabilitation of the children who were in war. So at that time World War II was over. So at that time there were so many fatherless or parentless child. The child were affected in the war. To help them, UNICEF was started. 30 nations with executive board. So the name was changed to International Children's Fund, but the acronym was handled the same. The headquarters is in New York, not in Switzerland. Okay, so it works in collaboration with WHO, UNDP, FAO. Okay, so and now it focuses on whole child. It doesn't just focus on nutritional aspect. It focuses on many aspects now. The services provided are child health, child nutrition, family and children welfare, and education. So family, it includes family, even now MCH, mother also it includes, because mother health directly will affect the children's health. So that is why we call as whole child. So child health, so vaccines and sera, and safe and sufficient water, and then primary health care for both mother and children, and encouraging community participation. Sure. So in child nutrition, low cost protein rich foods, and along with FAO began applied nutrition. So where which foods can be given, and those things will be discussed. And provisions of vitamin A to prevent xerophthalmia and night blindness. Okay, so preventable cause of blindness. Vitamin A is the most common cause of, major cause of preventable blindness. Okay, the provision of iron and folic acid and iodized salt. Family and child welfare, parent education, and daycare centers and child welfare and youth agencies, women club for training. So these points should be mentioned in those. And in education, both formal and non-formal education are given. So this is one more important question. When they ask about UNICEF, you should write about GOBI. What is GOBI? So growth monitoring, oral reiteration, breastfeeding, and immunization. These 4 points GOBI campaign. Okay, and this should be thoroughly known. Okay, so other agencies are UNDP. This is also similar to WHO and UNICEF. Okay, and followed by United Nations Funds for Population Activities, FAO, ILO, International Labour Organization. International Labour is for living and working conditions of the working people. So till now it is fighting for the rights of working class people, because the higher level people, they get for whole health, while the working class people are not even getting good food. So that is the purpose. And to establish peace and improve international action, labor conditions, and because of them only, because of the actions of ILO, now there are limitations in how many working hours per week. How many working hours maximum a person can work per week. Previously, the higher class people, they used to slave working class people and make them work so much that they meet up in accidents and they used to die. Okay. World Bank, International Red Cross. It's very important question. Another important question is International Red Cross. In International Red Cross also, the headquarters is in Switzerland, Geneva. Okay, so it is again non-political organization, and it is started as a humanitarian movement during the Second World War. Sorry, not in Second World War, 19th century, around 1880 something. So there was a war, and the founder of International Red Cross saw the suffering of the war people, and both countries involved in the war were affected. They don't know which country to support. At that time, an idea came. International Red Cross was formed to support, irrespective of the country, to help people from suffering without any discrimination based on race, religion. Okay, that is the main scope for International Red Cross. Okay, so then my bilateral agencies like USAID, SIDA, and DANIDA. So these are the names you should be remembering. Other NGOs are Rockefeller Foundation, Ford Foundation, Cooperative Assistance and Relief Everywhere, and International Red Cross. Okay, so WHO World Health themes. So you should be knowing the latest themes, right? Okay, that's all for today's class. You go through main important topics. So important topics are WHO, UNICEF, then International Red Cross. Red Cross. So these are direct questions that can come as 4 marks or 10 marks. Other questions that can be asked are name some NGOs. And explain them. Okay, so name some NGOs in India. What are the bilateral agencies? These are the questions. So every name in the previous one you should be knowing. What are the bilateral agencies? What are NGOs? And in one small paragraph in book it will be given what are all the NGOs in India which are not that big, will be given over there, and what are the functions. Okay, so these things we should know in this topic. Okay, that's all for today's class. Thank you.